Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 140 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim World Be Free Van Stratton. I'm joined once again by the legendary Rodney Newpol. Rodney, how are you, buddy?
Wonderful, man. How are you tonight? A little bit of storms, but that's about it. There's a bug flying on my camera right now, by the way. But all good, all good. I'm enjoying the evening. You,
in classic tradition, we always like to start talking about the weather here in our little corner of the world in Central Illinois. You pointed out something very fascinating earlier today, that this is not only the fourth straight week that we've had some type of tornado watch, but it has just so happened that it is the fourth consecutive Thursday that there have been storm/tornado watches in our area. What is it about Thursday, weather people, that is putting everyone on high alert? What's the deal with that? Because I never thought about it, and then you mentioned it, and you are so right, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Mother Nature does not like Thursday. She's got a vengeance against Thursday. We didn't really get a whole lot tonight. A couple areas, maybe a little bit west of us, may have gotten a little bit, but not much. But yes, 4 straight Thursdays. Last week I was coming home from St. Louis. I think 2 weeks ago we canceled the show.
Yeah.
And then three. I don't know what happened 3 weeks ago, but I know there was storm warnings and watches that night as well. So 4 in a row. Here we go.
This is also, that's a good point too. I think this is the first time in like a month that we've done 2 shows in a week. Look at us.
I know. It's been kind of crazy. Been crazy spring, and we'll miss some more coming up. There's some things going on, but we'll bring it to you when things are needed.
That is what we do here. So in Thursday tradition, Rodney has planned the show. I got a little bit of a sneak peek into what the topics are, but it is Final Four week. We will have those predictions. We are officially now 1 week through the Major League Baseball season. There is NFL news, a buzz, but what better way to start than the NIT, where Rodney's Illinois State Redbirds, they are continuing what has been just an incredible 2026 for athletics, as they are in the Final Four of the NIT, playing as we speak. So if Rodney seems distracted, it's because he is, and that's okay.
It's up there, so we're good.
So what's the latest? NIT, let's go crazy for the NIT.
Yeah, I mean, so I know you're not big into the NIT, or really, I mean, you're going to watch the Final Four if you get an opportunity on Saturday, but like your interest in college basketball has died down a little bit over the last couple weeks, and that's okay. But Tulsa won the first game. Former Missouri Valley School, Tulsa Golden Hurricane. They beat New Mexico. And before I get to the Illinois State score, because it's on commercial right now, I just want to mention how cool I think the NCAA putting all of the action in one city is. You've got the NIT tonight. You've got the D2 and D3 championships coming up this weekend. You've got the men's Final Four, of course, NCAA coming up. And Indianapolis, just to me, and maybe it's because it's only 3 hours east of here, is a great location for it. Our buddy Aaron Ferguson lives and works with the Indy Star, so he's obviously very biased, but he's getting to cover all the events and has spoken very highly of Indianapolis. But if you've ever been to Indianapolis, like, there is quite a bit of action in the downtown area. Putting it all in one place, I know. I mean, you're okay with the women's game, but you don't love the women's basketball game. But if they can find a way to get to women's Final Four in the same location,
why are you doing that to me?
I mean, you're not a big women's basketball fan. It's 21-16 Auburn, early, halfway through the first half.
What year was it where everyone fell in love with Auburn as like a potential Final Four team and they choked in the first round? Was that last year or was that 2 years ago?
It wasn't last year. They went to the Final Four last year with Bruce Pearl.
Okay.
So I think it would have been 2 years ago.
I think it was
Yeah,
2
I
years.
mean,
Yeah.
Auburn's
There was a year they were like the 4 seed in their region, but all of the metrics were like this is a Final Four team. And I was one of the people that suckered into it, and then they lost in the first round. So it's one of those Ivy League schools.
Yeah. I don't remember who they lost to, but I do remember what you're talking about. But yeah, it was. Now they're in the NIT and they're on pace to score about 110 points tonight. So, but it's 23-16. So the Redbirds haven't fallen out of it yet. But here we are, NIT, and then the championship of the NIT goes on Sunday. You have an opportunity in Indianapolis to watch the D2, D3, and the NIT championship all in kind of the same ticket. Kind of cool if you like basketball.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. So keep us posted on where we're at as far as the ISU game throughout the show here. But we're gonna move on to Final Four. We talked about it on Saturday. We are gonna have our best bets for betting. That said, it sounds like you and I are in disagreement on both games. On both games heading into Saturday.
Yeah. So yes, I will. All right, where are we gonna start? So we'll start with the first game of the day. It's Illinois. It's UConn. Illinois is a favorite.
Yeah.
Should they be?
Yeah.
Should they be a favorite?
I mean, we were surprised by it a little bit. So I think they've looked better this tournament than UConn has. Just in pure level of like dominance, like UConn has had a couple of very close ones. Obviously, Duke was an amazing comeback, but like Illinois has looked the part. Despite being technically the lowest seed remaining in this Final Four. But also I think the surprise comes a little bit with like this is a UConn team that is super experienced, that has played in now multiple Final Fours recently. Like Dan Hurley has proven himself to be probably the premier college basketball coach right now. So
yeah.
Like just the reputation of UConn, I thought would have been enough to maybe give them not just that, like they're a higher seed. So yeah, I think I was surprised a little bit to see that they were an underdog going in. But that said, like Illinois has absolutely looked a part of a team that could go to the national championship.
Yeah, so I am going to take the UConn Huskies to win this game based on the reputation of the Huskies program, winning 2 of the last 3 national championships, including back-to-back, having Dan Hurley as their head coach, having the fact that they've won, I believe it's like 10 straight games after the first round, or after the second round. So if they get by the second round, they've won like 10 in a row since then. I'll take UConn in this one. I know they're a slight underdog. I'm going to take the Huskies. They beat them earlier in the year. Yes, it was a different Illini team. In fact, Keaton Wagler only played 14 minutes that game. It was before he became a star, apparently. And I'm going to take the Huskies to win game 1. And you are not.
Maybe I have my reasons for doing this. Perhaps I'm leaning into my famous Tim curse here. But I think Illinois is going to be in the national championship. I think they're going to find a way to do it. They're a good team. I hate it, but they're good, man. And I think that they are going to get their revenge. Plus, as the stupidest sports show on earth, I feel like we should mention something. This is a very big stat. So
this ought to be good.
Listen, whatever the nerds are saying, whatever analytics they're throwing in your face over the next 48 hours or so, I just want you to keep this in the back of your mind. Over the last 6, 7, maybe 8 years or so, every team that has eliminated Duke in the NCAA tournament that has sent the Blue Devils home back to Durham has immediately lost their next game.
Okay.
I don't know if this is some type of Duke curse where perhaps the basketball gods say you took college basketball's beloved Duke Blue Devils out of this tournament. That was a big mistake because it's over for you.
You're done.
So,
okay.
This could mean the end of UConn. Again, this is just the math, okay? The facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah. That's a great stat. Kind of stupid, but here we are.
It's very stupid. Yeah.
I like the dominance of the Huskies. I like the fact that the stats show that the Big Ten hasn't won the national championship since 2000. I don't know if you knew that or not, but the Big Ten hasn't won the national championship since 2000.
No. Well, hold on. No, that can't be right. No way.
Never won.
That's wrong.
No. And Illinois hasn't beaten UConn in like 50 years. So I will take the Huskies. Dan Hurley and his boys will be ready to play Monday night in the national championship. They'll get either Michigan or Arizona. So Arizona has a little Well, both teams kind of got distractions. It almost feels like North Carolina is waiting for the loser of this game to poach their coach Sunday morning. Maybe even Saturday night, midnight in Indianapolis, and you've got Bubba Cunningham, the AD of the North Carolina Tar Heels, knocking on the locker room door. Hey, I know you're in tears. Your team lost. But, hey, you want to come to Chapel Hill? I honestly, both these guys are in the running. Now, there's been a lot of fire about Tommy Lloyd going to North Carolina, and Tommy Lloyd's like, no, I'm focused. I'm laser focused, baby. I'm laser focused on my Arizona Wildcats. I don't know about that. But anyways, it's Arizona, it's Michigan. I picked Arizona to win the national championship in January, and I'm going to keep it in February. I've kept it through March. It's now April, and I'm taking the Arizona Wildcats to beat the Michigan Wolverines in an epic game that I think both teams will get to the 80s.
This is a tough one, man, because on the one hand, it's two things. It's you either have to back a Big Ten team to go to the national championship, which, again, in case you missed it earlier, they haven't won a national championship since 2000. Or you put your faith in Arizona, which I used to have a reminder on my phone every March right before the tournament starts that would just remind me, hey, don't trust Arizona. I didn't have it this year. I have Arizona in the national championship game, but man, Michigan has looked scary good, just super complete, very well coached. You bring up a good point with Tommy Lloyd because there might be some of that hanging over the team a little bit, right?
Could be.
Surely the players aren't oblivious to sort of the rumblings out there. And I think that does make a difference. I think that could matter. So, my lean, and I'm not just doing it to be contrarian, my lean is Michigan. So, even though I have Arizona in my bracket, which doesn't really matter at this point, I kind of lean in Michigan, which would mean Michigan versus Illinois for the national championship. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I do. I know what that means. That means that you're picking a conference that hasn't won it in 26 years to win it. And that seems awfully stupid on the Stupidest Sports Show.
I mean, it has to happen eventually, right?
It doesn't have to.
Eventually, it does have to. I mean, eventually, it's got to be time. It's got to be time. It has to be.
Yeah,
it has to be.
I guess.
Until it's not, because it'll be UConn again cutting down the nets, and and then that's that, which is very possible. But that's where my lean is. Listen, man. That's just what I feel, even though I said a couple minutes ago, facts don't care about your feelings. But now I'm putting the feelings above the facts, I'm just going with my gut here.
All right, so I'm going to turn the page because we're going to talk about these two games a little bit later in our best bets for betting, but we've made our final four picks. But I'm going to pull out something that you like to do, and I'm going to turn this on you. We are going to play the game called Major League Baseball, Gas or Ass.
Yes. This might have been our first game that we ever did. All the way back like 2 years ago. Gas or Ass. This is a classic.
Yeah.
Rodney, since you're leading it here, do you want to share the rules of Gas or Ass for those who are unfamiliar with this legendary segment?
I mean, it's pretty simple. I give you either a team or a player. I can intro what's going on with that team or player just to kind of get you updated, get the listeners updated on them. And then you simply tell me whether they are gas, like they are going to continue being fire, they are going to be great, or they maybe are going to be ass and they haven't been very good and they're going to continue not being very good. Maybe they've been good, but you don't think they're going to be all that good. So gas, you think they're going to continue or be really good, or ass, they're going to continue to suck. Mm-hmm. So here we go. And I've got six of them in the world. I got 6 of them in the world of Major League Baseball. So I've got 3 teams and I've got 3 players. Okay. First one we are going to do is out of the National League East, the 5-1 Miami Marlins. Now, the Marlins have been really good. 5 wins in 6 games. Sandy Alcantara, whatever you want to call them, was really good in his last start. I think he threw a Maddox in that game, under 100 pitches in a complete game. Now, those are the White Sox, so it doesn't count. But Marlins are scoring 5.5 runs a game. They're hitting .290 as a team. Are the Miami Marlins gas or ass?
You know Sandy Alcantara's thrown like 10 complete games in the last 4 years.
Yeah, been really good.
Yeah, he's bad year last year, just recovering from injury and stuff. But no, he looks back. So okay, this is where I'm at with the Marlins here. This might surprise you. I'm acknowledging that they have opened up the season against the Colorado Rockies and the Chicago White Sox. Arguably the 2 worst teams in all of Major League Baseball. That helps. Now that said, good teams beat bad teams. And they've beaten the crap out of both those teams. They have a plus 15 run differential. But here is why I'm going to give the Miami Marlins the gas instead of the ass. Number 1, it's Sandy Alcantara, Yuri Perez. Like, a healthy rotation is a really good rotation with those 2 guys leading the way for Miami. But, and this is another fun stat for you. That's right. I have many fun stats tonight on the Stupidest Sports Show.
Oh, boy.
In the last 101 regular season baseball games, the Miami Marlins have a better record than the Los Angeles Dodgers.
That's right. They finished hot last year, didn't they?
Dating back to last season. So this is 101 total games. So the 6 they've played plus the 95 to close it out last year. They're 58-43. The Dodgers in that same stretch, not counting postseason, of course, 57-44. So we're now saying, okay, about 60% or so of a 162 game stretch where the Marlins have been playing at a first place level. They might be better than a lot of people gave them credit for. So if the pitching can hold up and the lineup doesn't take a nosedive, like they got a lot of young guys that I think could elevate. I'm gonna say gas. Is that gas to win 90 plus games and go to the playoffs? I don't know if I'm there yet, but like they're going to be competitive. They're going to be scrappy, and I think that there's now a large enough sample size dating back to last year to confirm that.
Do you know the Miami Marlins manager?
Yes. Clayton McCullough.
Yeah.
Who was the former bench coach for the Dodgers before he got the Marlins job.
I did not know that Pedro Guerrero was their hitting coach.
That I did not know. That I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's a fun one though. Remember when Barry Bonds was their hitting coach for a year?
Yeah. All right, let's go to another one. We got 6 of them, so I'm going to keep it moving here. This one's near and dear to your heart. Well, I mean, we could do Yankees pitching staff, and you could probably talk about, but instead, I'm going to go Giancarlo Stanton, batting .500 on the season. He's got 10 hits and 20 at bats. Is Giancarlo Stanton 2026 version gas or ass?
I mean, it's probably impossible to say that he has been anything other than the gassiest of gas to open up the season. He not just like hitting .500, but every single game he's played, he's had multiple hits.
Yeah.
He only has one homer. He homered in San Francisco, I think the second game of the series. Yeah, is where he homered there. But like singles, doubles, and like watching him, he's legging out extra bases. I know. Giancarlo Stanton, for those who don't watch him on a regular basis, is laughably slow.
He on MLB Show is like a 3-speed. Yeah,
no, that's accurate. Like that's not an exaggeration. It is 43-year-old Albert Pujols level speed. It's very bad. But like he's out there running. He can't open a bag of chips still because of the elbows, but that clearly has not affected his hitting at all. And like he does this, man. Like he will have stretches where it just every time he steps up into the box, he's just so locked in. It'll end and then he'll go cold, but then he'll just come right back into it. So if he's healthy, that he just gives their lineup such another level that they missed a lot last year. Like half the year last year they play without him. So gas for Big G. He's been awesome so far.
All right, I'm going to skip down. Not going to quite in order here. I'm going to go your rival in Boston, the Boston Red Sox, off to a miserable 1-5 start. Now, they do get to start their season at home tomorrow. They take on the Padres tomorrow. They started at the Reds and lost 2 of 3, and then were swept in Houston. The 1-5 Boston Red Sox, are they gas or are they ass?
I mean, the 1-5 sort of speaks for itself, man. They might be ass. The pitching has been really poor. Now, yes. I'll say, like, they didn't get a great start to their year, having to go to Cincinnati and Houston. Those are 2 extremely hitter-friendly ballparks. So their pitching was already at a little bit of a disadvantage there. And Houston, you really saw them just get shelled. But, like, not just that, their offense, too. So their runs scored, they've had 3, 5, 2, 1, 2, and 4. So they're not really scoring runs either. Right. Wilyer Brave's been stupid hot, but besides him, they're not really getting much else from the rest of that lineup. So, like Roman Anthony, I don't know if you were watching him the other night, but like, guy looks really bad. He should be fine. He's 21 years old, but like, not looking good there. Jarren Duran's hitting 167. Your guy Wilson with 2 L's, Contreras hitting $150. Caleb Durbin was a big acquisition that they got. They expected him to be their starting third baseman. I don't know if you know this. They traded Rafael Devers for a bag of peanuts last year. Rafael Devers opened up the year as their starting third baseman. He is 0 for 18. So, yeah, they have all sorts of problems, and it's a tough division where you can't really afford to just have these miserable stretches if you want to get up and compete with the Yankees and Toronto. So, yeah, as for them, they're minus 15 run differential. It's bad. It's really bad.
Sonny Gray goes tomorrow for the Red Sox. He was 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs in his debut for the Red Sox at Cincinnati. So we'll see if Sonny can get them going tomorrow. All right, we got 3 more halfway through. Let's go with the catcher that I have on my fantasy team, Shea Langeliers from the Athletics. It's so weird to just not say a city or
just Athletics.
It's Athletics. By the way, the Athletics are 1-5 on the season. They may not be any good. But Shea has been pretty good. He's got 4 home runs on the season. Well, 5 now. Sorry. Now this is 5. He hit another one. He's got 5 home runs on the season, and he's hitting 375. Is his season going to be gas or ass?
Shea Langeliers is a really good player. And even though the formerly known as Oakland Athletics have had a tough start to the year. I mean, like, again, at Toronto, at Atlanta, close losses. They'll be fine. The team's going to hit like crazy, and Shea Langeliers is at the forefront of that. I'm not worried about them, and I think Shea Langeliers is gas. Like, he is a very, very good catcher. The fact that he's already hit, so what, he's at 5 homers now? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he's got 5.
So 5 homers. So 5 homers in 7 games. Yeah, like that's like what Cal Raleigh was doing last year, man. Like that's what it is. And in that ballpark in Sacramento, I could see 40 plus stingers for the year. So yeah, I think that he's in a great position to just have a monster year. So yeah, I'm gas. I'm all in on him.
By the way, what happened to your fantasy team in week 1 of that stupid league we're in?
So I lost. I know that.
3-8-1.
Yeah. No, I'm winning this week, which is good.
Don't look
but
now,
I also,
but my team might be decent.
Yeah, so the reason that my team lost the way it did is I played our commissioner, who I'm sure at some point changed some settings, moved some things around to give himself an advantage. Because as we've established, the guy can do whatever he wants, total immunity, where the laws of the land don't matter to him, or dictator in office. So, yeah, it is what it is. But we are up 7-3-1 this week, so we'll be back. We'll be back. Not worried.
Okay. We got 2 more gas or ass. The next one is the 2-4 San Francisco Giants. Now, you got to see these guys up close and personal for 3 games against your Yankees. The Giants are currently beating the Mets. I didn't realize the Mets had to play again tonight. Came from St. Louis after a delay. They are in San Francisco. God, that's a brutal trip for the Mets. St. Louis, next day at San Francisco. I hope Gary Cohen likes San Francisco more than he likes St. Louis. He was did you see that? Something about an atomic bomb or an anemic bomb or something. That's why nobody's walking the streets of downtown St. Louis. I don't. He works in Queens. Like, come on here. Like,
yeah. Have you seen what's around Citi Field? Have you seen what it looks like outside the stadium?
Yeah, literally. But yeah, I've been to Queens. Okay, Gary. Anyways, San Francisco Giants, 2-4. The gas or ass?
So I famously had San Francisco as one of my wild card teams. I actually thought they'd have a very good season. They still could, but for the sake of the game, the San Francisco Giants are ass.
Okay.
That lineup, and was it Yankee pitching? I'm sure that had quite a bit to do with it, but that Giants lineup just looks weak. And it's like they're Rafael Devers, obviously very good hitter, very good player, but they're putting a lot on guys like Willie Adames, on Luis Ariz, Jung Ho Lee, like guys that are good players, like a good, strong, like solid MLB players, but like not really stars, or like they're very flawed types of players that they're really counting on that are going to be make or break for their season. So I'm going to put the Giants in the ass category. I think that they can get hot and turn things around, but yeah, not a great start for them. Not very inspiring.
All right, last one's going to be Joey Wiemer. He's hitting .588 to start the season for the Washington Nationals. He's got 10 hits already, just like your boy Giancarlo Stanton. He's got 4 RBIs, 2 home runs. Obviously, his start has been gas. But I guess the question here is, will he be at the end of the season gas or ass? Joey Gamer, 27 years old.
That's what I was going to ask you, Rodney. Thank you. So, yeah, give me a little backstory on this Weimer cat. Is it Weimer or is it Weimer?
I've heard Weimer. So he played 132 games with the Brew Crew in 2023. He played 21 total games in 2024. He played 27 games with the Marlins last year. And now here he is. And he had 16 home runs in his career coming into this. A career he hit 204, 154, and 236 during his seasons so far.
So there's 2 ways to look at this. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning ass. I'm going to say ass for now. I'm respectful ass. But he's 27. There's a chance that this could be one of those late breakout seasons. Not breakout where he's going to hit 600, but maybe he gets maybe he doubles his career homer total, and maybe he pushes 20 homers. Maybe he ends up getting to the point where it's like, hey, I'm 27 years old. This is the peak. This is the age where the peak is in Major League Baseball for a lot of guys, right in this time. So maybe he's discovered something. It happens. So respectful ass for now. I'm hoping that we can revisit this in a few months, and I'll give him a firm gas.
All right. That's the edition, the Major League Baseball edition, the April 2nd edition of Gas or Ass. We'll see how those check out a little bit later in the season. By the way, Cardinals forward 2. You see Mason Wynn story?
No. What happened with Mason Wynn?
So Mason Wynn got a base hit to win the game against the Mets. Won the series. They won 2 out of 3 against the Rays and the Mets, and then got in an accident right after the game. Literally right after the game. You could see the stadium from where his car was. It was a single car accident. He appears to be okay. But did he go to the Tiger Woods School of Driving? Or I don't quite understand what happened here. I don't quite understand. It was a single car accident.
Was there a nuclear bomb that went off in St. Louis that was the reason for his accident?
Downtown, it didn't get rid of the buildings, it just got rid of the people. Okay, Gary. Yeah. But I'm not sure what happened there. But I hope, because I like Mason Wynn a lot, I hope he's not goofy things. Now, he wasn't charged with anything. I'm not accusing him of anything. It was weird. Literally walk-off win and didn't even hardly get out of the stadium property before he got in a single car accident. So anyways.
I'm sorry to bring this up again, but does Gary Cohen not realize that when they leave his ballpark in Queens and you go under the overpass, there are dozens of stolen cars and people that are selling parts from said cars. That's what's happening in his park. And for him to criticize St. Louis, I'm sorry. But that's bullshit.
Okay, so here's what I need to do. I want to find that video, and I'm sure you can help me with this. Find that video of City Park where you can see all that stuff. And literally every morning I'm going to send that to Gary Cohen on Twitter. Every morning until he responds to me.
I'm on it. I'll find it for you.
So send me that video.
Because you've seen it. You know exactly what I'm talking about with that too. I've seen the videos of people driving by, and it just for almost a full mile of just car after car and people just parked under the underpass, just selling shit out of their cars, selling the parts and whatever. It's insane.
Yeah. No, I've seen it, and I've been there. I've been there. It was 2 years ago. I went there, and I started to take kind of a right turn leaving City Park. Now, it's kind of cool. You go down and the tennis area, and there's some nice areas there, not too far walking distance from City Park. But right there by it is not great. And Gary Cohn needs to understand that. I'm sure he's never been there. He probably flies in via helicopter and flies out. But yeah. Anyways, send me that video, and Gary's going to get that in his on his timeline every single morning.
That's good. I think you should absolutely do that, and he definitely won't block you after like the second time.
Well, I mean, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not losing much. Anyways,
no.
All right, let's move on. That was gas or ass. Let's go. So NBA, we're going to go NBA and NFL here. So Anthony Edwards no longer available for any postseason awards because he missed the game, and Cade Cunningham continues to be out. So he is also not available for any postseason awards. I don't know. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Do we still like the rule?
No, I do not. I do not like the rule whatsoever. It all it will take is a year where all of the best players play 64 games or less, and then they end up having to give Derek White an MVP for them to be like, this was a terrible idea. Yeah, Con Knipple is great. He shouldn't be first team all NBA just because everyone else has played fewer than 65 games. Like, all it takes is like that to happen for them to just be like, yeah, this was an awful decision.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't worked. And it's not like these guys are missing these games due to load management, which I think was the whole reason they implemented this. It's because guys are getting hurt. Like, that's why. It's not you don't just sit out 17 games due to load management if you're Anthony Edwards, you're a young 23-year-old trying to get your team into a 4 seed. Like, that's not happening. It's because he's hurt. It's because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's hurt. It's because Cade Cunningham's hurt. Like, that's how it goes.
So that brings up the point. Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham out of MVP candidacy. Maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander needs to play one more game. He'll be at 65. Nikola Jokic is at 61 games played. And what do they have, like 5 or 6 left? So he's going to likely reach that 65. If you're voting for MVP, are you going SGA or are you going Jokic? Let me pull up the odds. What are the odds, man?
Yeah, what are the odds? Well, first of all, let me ask you this while you look that up. Do you like watching SGA play basketball?
I don't love it. I don't love it. I know what you mean. The free throw merchant.
Yeah. Well, can I ask you this? We're talking about SGA and we're talking about Jokic. Why are we not talking about Luka Doncic?
Yeah. Who scored 600 points during the month of March.
Do you want another stat? I'm sure you saw this one, but in case any of you clowns missed it, Luka Doncic in the month of March scored more points than Anthony Davis scored in his entire career with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, that's a good stat. That's a good stat. By the way, all right, here's the.
So real quick, sorry, I was just gonna say, so like SGA and Jokic, I understand. So Luka Doncic, just for the record, is leading the NBA in scoring. He has more than 2 points per game over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's second place. So there you go. He's number 1 in points. He's third in assists behind Jokic and Cunningham. He's second in three-pointers made, only behind Steph. He has elevated his game to an insane level at the end of the season, which a lot of times, like, the MVP is sort of a momentum award. It's like, if you have a dominant second half, you have a much better case than if you have a dominant first half. And he's going to get the Lakers into a 3 seed in a very, very good Western Conference. And like, Austin Reeves missed a few weeks. LeBron's missed some time. Like, Luka has absolutely carried the Lakers and made them a legitimate threat. So I don't understand why we're overlooking that in the MVP discussion.
All right, so let me give you the odds. Luka is third. That doesn't surprise you. But Jokic is fourth. Jokic, is considered dead. The odds makers 70-1 for Nikolai Jokic. 70-1. Luka Doncic third. 16-1. Wemby, I forgot about him. I don't know why I forgot about him, but he's pretty good. Plus 280. SGA minus 380.
Is it just because OKC is a 60-win team? Is that it? Oh, so like OKC. So Shea missed some time this year. So how many games has Shea played? 64. Okay. So and OKC's still a 16 team. Like, so SGA doesn't lead the league in points, doesn't lead the league in assists, doesn't lead the league in rebounds, doesn't lead the league in steals. He's the best player on the best team. That's the case. He was the MVP last year. So it's easy to just say, hey, here you go. Here it is again. But like, and I understand why there's Jokic fatigue, especially because like his scoring numbers are a little bit lower than normal. But like, even though he's still, my God, he's leading the league in rebounds and assists. Like, ridiculous. We're just so numb to him. But why are we not talking about Luka, who's never won an MVP, who's been totally insane, doing it for the biggest franchise in the league in its first full season there. And the Lakers, this is the best that the Lakers have been since they won a title in the bubble. So what am I missing here? I'm really not trying to be biased about this, but like, what am I missing? Why is SGA that big of a favorite? Is it because they're a 60-win team that he's minus 360? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be it. Defending champs, defending winner. Like, we see this all the time where like the defending winner is like big time favorite until he's not, right? Like
until it's a Jokic situation, you just get fatigue, and we're just like, oh, who cares that this center is averaging 28, 13, and 11.
Yeah. Who does that? No, I'm with you. I love what Luka's done. He's been tremendous. Obviously, he hasn't been enough tonight, but
no, they're getting spanked tonight. Ironically, by SGA and the Thunder. But nevertheless,
yeah, good argument.
Nevertheless, I stand by my argument here.
And SGA has 21 in 18 minutes, but just ignore that.
Semantics.
No, I'm with you. I do think Luka should be getting more consideration. But anyways, all right, let's move on to NFL real quick. I got one topic. Kirk Cousins is now with the Las Vegas Raiders. Week 1 starting quarterback for the Raiders. Will it be Kirk Cousins or Fernando Mendoza? Who are you taking? Cousins? Mendoza starting week 1.
I'm taking Fernando Mendoza. What I'm more interested in is this going to be the most jolly quarterback room in the history of professional football?
Yeah, no, that's and two major nerds.
Like the dorkiest, cheesiest quarterbacks. And I've looked at Fernando Mendoza and I have seen Kirk Cousins all over him, like his personality. So like all they need, honestly, is Jameis Winston to go in there and to complete that trifecta. Because then that quarterback room is the positivity overflow. It's too much. But yeah, Kirk Cousins, honestly, like Kirk Cousins is probably a good mentor, good backup for Mendoza. He's been in the league for a long time. He's gonna be a backup there. Fernando Mendoza is gonna start week 1. There's no doubt about that.
We should be about a month away from NFL schedule release. Last year it was mid-May. They don't usually give an exact date until a little bit closer. I'm looking now. I don't see an exact date for this year, but that's exciting. That's exciting.
It's very exciting.
And we are 3 weeks from today away from the NFL draft. So, Tim, April 9th, next Thursday, Masters already started. Maybe you give us a little NFL draft, mock draft, or we can do it Tuesday. Tuesday's your show. I don't know. We're going to have to get one in here soon. Do you know off the top of your head where the NFL draft is this spring?
You know what? I have no idea. I'm drawing a blank.
It's in Pittsburgh. It's in Pittsburgh.
Is it Pittsburgh? Is it Pittsburgh?
It is.
Okay. Where is it next year? How far in advance do they announce the drafts? Is it like Super Bowl where 3 years in advance where it's going to be?
NFL draft
2027. 7, in case you want to get your tickets.
Will be held, drum roll please, Washington, D.C. It was announced by President Donald Trump.
That's right. So that's right. That's a big...
Him and Raj. At the National Mall. That's...
Yep.
Yay.
That's it.
Anyways.
So as draft, though, real quick, and I know we got best bets for betting and all that good stuff. I get why the NFL did what they did and made the draft like a huge event, and they go to a different city, and like you see the crowds and all the fanfare. Like it was such a home run for the NFL. But I kind of miss Radio City Music Hall, right? Like I kind of miss it. And I miss just the consistency of like the Jets fans there getting so excited and then just being gutted and booing when they hear who their team took. Like it's just the little things like that. I don't know. I think it's nostalgia. I think the NFL ultimately made a right decision to sort of reformat how they do the draft and make it sort of a spectacle. But I miss Radio City Music Hall. That's all.
All right, let's get to best bets for betting. Well, we did not do it last week, so we are at 72 and 78 for me. God, that's bad. 75 and 75 for you. I have 3 minutes allotted to this segment today because then I want to remember somebody and I want to get out of here right on the hour because the Redbirds have another second half. They're losing by 13, by the way, at halftime. It's Auburn 51-38. So you can about see it at ISU. All right, let's get to our best bets for betting. I'm going to go first. I'm going to give all 5 of my picks. You're going to give all 5 of your picks, and we'll discuss from there. You know my first 2. My first one is going to be the UConn Huskies plus 1.5 over the Fighting Illini. Just think it's a better program. I think they're the better coach team. I think they win the game. Second game, I'm going to take Tommy Lloyd and the Arizona Wildcats over the Michigan Wolverines. I think it's that's pretty much a toss-up, but I'm going to take the Wildcats. That's my team from the start. Third game, near and dear to your heart, near and dear to my heart, CS Blues. They took a tough one on the chin last night in L.A., kind of squashed their hopes with a loss to the Sharks, loss to the Kings. They have been playing better defense. Blues Ducks under 6.5. You like that? You like that, Tim? Under 6.5?
I do like that. I do like that, actually, quite a bit.
4-2 game, yeah. Fourth one, I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 touchdowns and a field goal underdog against the Celtics. The NBA lines are insane.
They're such a joke. I was looking for tomorrow, and like I think all but 2 of the games are double-digit spreads. Like they're all like 15.5, 16.5. It's crazy.
I'm just going to take the Bucks to try to compete for a bit and maybe stay within 17. Celtics maybe don't care a whole lot. I don't know. And then my last one, it's a 12:05 game tomorrow. It's the Detroit Tigers home opener. Hopefully it doesn't rain in Detroit because I would like a little afternoon baseball. Tigers, I'm going to take them minus 1.5. So they got to win by 2 runs over my beloved St. Louis Cardinals. Would like to see the Cardinals on the road. They had 6 home games, played pretty well. Michael McGreevy's pitching was pretty strong in his first start, going against Framber Valdez. But I just like the Tigers and their offense. 2-4 Tigers. I think they're going to get right and find some offense. Got shut out in their last game. I think they're going to get right and beat up on the Cardinals tomorrow. I'll take the Tigers minus 1.5 for plus 123 on the money line. There you go.
Love it. And one more stat that I think I remember right. and maybe if someone's listening and saw the same thing and can correct me, we're like, there's been 80 games this year in the NBA that have been decided by 30 or more. I think I saw a stat, something like some crazy amount of just absolute freaking blowouts. So the spreads that you're talking about shouldn't be that much of a surprise. But like, boy, it's like the teams that are bad are bad. And you were seeing it on the scoreboard night after night. All right, my best bets for betting. I am going against Rodney for both college basketball games. Not just that, but I'm banking on a all Big Ten national championship. God help me. God help us all. I think Illinois is going to exercise the demons against UConn. It's the Duke curse, man. UConn shouldn't have beat them. They should have just rolled over. And then Michigan, they look really good. Never trust Arizona. They're going to be too concerned that their coach is going to leave for North Carolina, which he might. Probably will. So Illinois, Michigan, they cover. Both favorites, 1.5 points. All right, on to baseball. This Padres Red Sox series, both teams aren't hitting the ball very well, as we discussed during Gas or Ass. But it's a pretty good pitching matchup as well. Michael King against Sonny Gray tomorrow in Boston. So I'm going to take the under here, 8.5. So, I mean, 5-3.
Yeah,
I could live with that. I can live with that. Next one, the Rangers, very good season. They weren't in our segment here, but they're a one-loss team who returns home now to take on the Cincinnati Reds. They got the advantage. Mackenzie Gore's on the mound. Offense looks really good. Corey Seager's had like 3 homers already this year. So I'm going to take the Rangers -1.5 at plus money to cover the run line. And then I'm also going to bet this Ducks-Blues game. The Ducks have they are in a mode where, you know, I don't know if you've heard this expression before, where it's like you face a point in your life where you got to figure out, are you a man or are you a mouse? And the Ducks have blown back-to-back games this week. Last night against San Jose, they gave up the game-tying goal and the go-ahead goal a minute apart in the final 2 minutes of regulation. Just absolutely pissed away 2 points. They've lost 3 in a row. Edmonton's on their back. They're going to win again tonight against Chicago. A must-win for the Ducks to get things right. Otherwise, you're going to be in some serious trouble as far as your hopes to win the division. So I'm going to take the Ducks to respond, to bounce back, Coach Q and the boys, to beat your St. Louis Blues in Anaheim.
Here you go. That's our best bets for betting. Once again, you are up 3 games heading into this weekend. By the way, a week from now, the Masters will be going on.
Oh, hello, friends.
All right, let's remember somebody.
Every commercial. So do you have the same reaction to the commercials? Like every time you hear "Hello, Georgia," are you just like, oh.
I know you are. I know it gives you a warm, tingly feeling inside. But
that's not what you were going to say. You had to edit yourself.
Your level of golf enjoying is more than mine. But I will be following. And you reminded me today I got to put together a lineup or 8. For old time's sake, can we put a team lineup together?
Yes, absolutely. I would love that. As soon as I saw today that Phil Mickelson wouldn't be in the Masters, I immediately thought of you, because I guarantee that at least one of your lineups was going to have Phil Mickelson in it at minimum price, just to throw him in there because it's Augusta.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace. Not really, but rest in peace.
He's
Phil.
not dead.
He just chose not to play in it, right?
Well, I think they said that there's some family thing, some personal stuff. So he's going to be sort of dealing with that for a while. I mean, listen, it's Augusta. I don't think he just was like, I don't really feel like it. It must be something pretty significant for him to not play the Masters and announce it a week before. So hopefully everything's good there with Lefty. And no Phil, no Tiger. First time since 1994 that we've had a Masters without Phil or Tiger in it.
Just not going to be the same. Who's going to win? Yeah, we can talk. Let's do that Tuesday. Let's talk about who's going to win on Tuesday. All right, let's remember somebody. Oh, yep, there he is. Let's remember Kenny Lofton. First of all, shout out Kenny Lofton from East Chicago, Indiana. East Chicago, Indiana. Not East Chicago, Illinois. We can't claim him here in the land of Lincoln. Kenny Lofton, 2,400 plus hits in his career, a career 299 hitter. Was not a big power hitter. So the ladies love the long ball, but he did not provide that very often. A 6-time All-Star. What do you remember about Kenny Lofton? Really good player, right?
So, yes. So the Kenny Lofton that I remember as, when I was watching games was like the journeyman Kenny Lofton, where, one year he's in San Francisco on their World Series team. Then the next year he's with the Cubs. And then, he's with the Dodgers. And like, he's played. So he spent 10 years with Cleveland and then 1 year or fewer with, hold on, let's count here. The Dodgers, the Braves, the Phillies, the White Sox, the Pirates, the Rangers, the Yankees, the Cubs, the Giants, the Astros. So that's 11 teams. That's 11 teams for his career. But yeah, no more than a year with any team aside from Cleveland, where he spent 10 of his 17 seasons. So I remember him as that journeyman, but it wasn't until well after he retired where, so like, I don't know what you did in college, but like when I was in college, I would just be hanging out with my buddies in our dorm and we would just go on Baseball Reference and just remember guys. And Kenny Lofton came up and I was going through his Baseball Reference page and I don't know, I fell in love. And ever since then, I've been a strong advocate for Kenny Lofton being a Hall of Famer, because I know you mentioned, like, yeah, he wasn't a power guy and all this stuff, but like, how many baseball players in the history of the sport could say they had 2,400 hits, over 600 steals, led the league in steals 5 times, led the league in hits, led the league in triples, was a multiple-time Gold Glover, was a 6-time All-Star, was a leadoff guy for one of the signature teams of the 1990s. There are a lot of players that I think we can look at that are in Cooperstown and say Kenny Lofton probably can compare to them. But I think he's hurt by one, because he was a center fielder, and like you saw with Andrew Jones, like the bar for center field is very, very high to get in. And then 2, I think it's the fact that he was on 10 teams in 7 years to end his career and was a journeyman there, which really hurt his case. But like those 10 years in Cleveland, his peak, like the guy was really, really good. And I feel like he deserves justice because he didn't get it when he was on the ballot.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think that's an incredible 5-time stolen base leader. I'm not sure if you mentioned that one. Yeah. Fantastic. And I brought Kenny Lofton up because did you realize that Kenny Lofton supposedly is one of 2 men to play in the college basketball Final Four and the Major League Baseball World Series?
Yeah, because he played basketball at Arizona.
So a good one to have for today. Obviously, a former Arizona Wildcat. He played alongside Steve Kerr. Made it to the Final Four in 1988 with Lute Olson and the Arizona Wildcats. He left as the Wildcats leader in career steals. That record was broke, but he obviously is a dynamite athlete. He didn't decide to play college baseball until his junior year. So the dude knows how to athlete. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just reading. So another fun fact about Kenny Lofton: he is the all-time postseason stolen base leader. He has 34 steals in the postseason, passing Ricky Henderson's record. So no one's had more steals in the biggest games than Kenny Lofton.
Okay.
Also,
Anyway.
to mention, so the Jaws rankings is just one of those nerd things that the Hall of Fame guys use. He's 9th all time in Jaws for center fielders. So if that's something that you consider, it's basically saying he's a top 10 center fielder in the history of Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it's nice to remember Kenny Lofton. I would agree with you. I think he's got a really good Hall of Fame case. Keep up the good work on trying to get him in. I'm not sure it's going to last. I'm not sure you're going to get that done, but I agree with you. Anyways, shout out Kenny Lofton.
He's got
a
higher career WAR than Ichiro. He's got a higher career WAR than Ichiro.
Yeah. All right, follow us on Twitter at Stupid Sports Show, no W on the end. That's probably how you're following the show right now. I will be back on tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, talking college basketball. I'll break down the 2 NIT games that went on today, talk about the 2 games that are coming up on Saturday in Indianapolis at the Final Four. So I don't know if Aaron's going to be able to join me tomorrow. His Indy Star, his real job work is demanding tomorrow. But we'll see. I'll be on tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Time. And then make sure you get signed up for the Substack. I've been on a heater. Multiple units up in March at the end. Been off to a good start in April, which means my 2026 is a lot better now than it was a month ago. So Substack, sign up, Stupid Sports Show. And that's about all we got.
Kenny Lofton and Bobby Abreu. I will not rest until both of them are Hall of Famers.
Who was the other one? I skipped out there.
Bobby Abreu, who's still on the ballot.
Yeah.
Who has survived, unlike Kenny Lofton, who was one and done when he was on there. Those two should be Hall of Famers. And if you want to debate me, I will battle you well into the night. This not you, Rodney. I'm saying anyone listening. If you want want that battle, I'm more than eager to take you up on it. All right, yeah, that's the show.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Thank you. That was a very good. Let's remember a guy. So well done. Great show tonight. We'll be back Tuesday nights is National Championship Monday?
Monday.
So we're gonna come back. So we're gonna have Final Four and a national championship to reflect on. It could be the Big Ten's first championship since 2000. I know you're praying that that's not the case, but we'll see how it unfolds. So everyone have a great weekend. We'll be back Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to talk college hoops, talk baseball, talk NFL, whatever we feel like. It's the Stupidest Sports Show, right? But thanks to Rodney and to everyone else who watched and hung out with us tonight. For Tim, World B. Free, Van Stratton, and Rodney Newpol, this has been episode 140 of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.